उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धामदाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्याम् जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षम् अक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यमाद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तं विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्यदेवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात् कृतसन्निधानः ओंकाररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकरोतु अन्तर्यश्च बहिर्विधूततिमिरम् ज्योतिर्मयं शाश्वतं स्थानं प्राप्य विराजते विनमताम् अज्ञानमुन्मूलयन् पश्यन् विश्वमपीदमुल्लसति यो विश्वस्य पारे परः तस्मै श्रीरमणाय लोकगुरवे शोकस्य हन्त्रे नमः। अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोहं स्फूर्तिदया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रं ह्यहमहमिति साक्षादात्मरूपेण भाति। हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वतामज्जता वाम् पवनचलनरोधादात्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम्। Such a auspicious evening, we have assembled here to meditate on Bhagavan's teaching, Bhagavan's presence, on the occasion of Bhagavan's Jayanti. Jayanti means great fulfillment. Many mutually wish happy birthday. But Bhagavan has no birth, and he tells us we also have no birth. No birth, no death, no growing old, no disease. Nothing is lost. It is always Purna, Satchidananda. That is Ramana. Such a great manifestation has happened. And the very day when he manifested is the day of fire, Ardra. The star is Ardra, it is the star of fire. And Arunachala is fire. And the jnanam which Bhagavan gives is also very cool. It's a very gentle fire which heals the burning sensation of samsara. When Bhagavan was in Skandashrama, first time when devotees decided to celebrate Bhagavan's what we call birthday. In tradition, when a sage is alive, they call it Vardhanti. After his dropping his body, they call it Jayanti. Vardhanti means growing, flourishing. So they wanted to celebrate Bhagavan's Vardhanti. Then Bhagavan wrote a song, a happy birthday song. You know what Bhagavan wrote? At least on the day of birth, you have to cry. That is what he wrote. Piranda naalenum pirappukku azhadu. That means, cry means what? You have to take a decision, determine to end this birth. No more birth. This decision has to come on our birthday. And this is not Bhagavan Ramana's birthday. This is our birthday. And we have to inquire. Bhagavan wrote, who is born? அது என்ன ஸ்லோகம் அது? பிறந்தது எவன் என பேணி. You have to inquire within who is born. It's a very powerful meditation. When you think about your birth, you ask, who is this who is born? Because the body is constantly taking birth, the body is constantly dying. Body is constantly changing. Even the body has no birth. You cannot even say the body took birth on that day because it is constantly changing. The body will say it is not my birthday. Every moment it is changing. And the mind is constantly changing. And who is born? What is this I? The I also is constantly taking birth. I arises, I goes back, arises, goes back, arises, goes back. So when you inquire into your real nature of your I, then you find that the source where the I arises, the pure self, is absolutely changeless. In fact, we also never feel our birth. It is only somebody has told that you were born on such and such a date. Left to ourselves, we will not know what is our birthday. Someone has to tell us. And nobody ever remembered birth. Such a great bluff, you know. Nobody ever remembered birth in the past. And I am asking you, have you, any one of you, remember your birth? Even if you tell, I came out of the womb of my mother, that I remember. Even if you tell that, that is also not birth. Before that also you were there inside. And remembering that is great difficulty, great suffering. So there is no happening there. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there is no becoming for existence. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na abhavo vidyate sataha. That which exists can never cease to exist. So there is no becoming, there is no movement in our real nature. It is eternal, changeless. And the body, that is, what Bhagavan says, so much importance is given to this body. Somebody says, Bhagavan, this body is there, so much difficulty is there. Bhagavan said, it is only a thought. What? Body. This body, Bhagavan says, is only a thought. It is not simply Bhagavan says, it is a thought. In dream you have a body, and that is very important to you in dream, but when you wake up you know that it was only a thought. But at that time, if someone tells you it is only a thought, you will not take it. But when you wake up, then you know that in what you experienced in dream was only a thought. So too you wake up here by jnana, then you know that the body is very much there as a solid thing, but you know that it is only a thought. And it is not possible simply to say that it is only a thought. You turn towards something which is not thought. Till you touch that, you cannot say this is thought. There is the difference. That is the important, unique pointer in Vedanta or Bhagavan's teaching. Turn towards that which is not a chinta vishaya. It is chit. No chinta. It is chit. It is pure awareness, pure existence, awareness, which is within you as your very nature, which is the center. And to confront that, in Bhagavan's life, real Bhagavan's birthday is somewhere around the September, August. Somewhere around India's freedom. He became free. Free of the body, free of the mind, free of the ego, everything. But to come into that jnanam, he had to contact death. That is real Bhagavan's Jayanti. That day when he confronted death, that is the day when he came directly in contact with Arunachala, fire. The fire which burnt his body, the fire which burnt his mind, the fire which burnt his I thought. And the fire remained there as pure consciousness in the heart. So this experience of the self, Atmanubhava, is real Bhagavan's Jayanti. And for us also, when we know that the body is death, see this is also not my word. In talks it is there, somebody asks about death, Bhagavan says, body is another name for death. So when you know that the body is death, mrityu, and you completely wake up to the fact what it is. Death means what? What do we know about death? First we said the disillusionment, that there is no birth. Now we come to death. Do we know really death? We very casually use the terms death, birth. These two things, do we really know that? Somebody is dying, we see. What do we see? We see the body becomes useless. It is lying there. But somebody asked Bhagavan, in deep sleep, see, you have to listen. In deep sleep, is there any experience? You know what reply Bhagavan gives? Bhagavan says, ask this question in deep sleep. You can never understand deep sleep from waking state. If you want to know what is deep sleep, you have to see deep sleep now. Here. Don't come to the conclusion that it is not possible. It is possible. Because you are also able to dream now. Constantly the mind is dreaming. Sitting here and dreaming. Acting as if listening. Very small part listening. Major portion dreaming. If dream has to occur, sleep should be there behind. So observing Jagrata. The spiritual life begins with Jagrata. Bhagavan used to very often tell this, Jagrata boy, Jagrata. In spiritual life, Bhagavan always gave this warning, Jagrata. One sagely person, later on he became a guru to many. He had a very profound experience in the presence of Bhagavan. Very deep, profound Atmanubhava. he wrote in a paper to Bhagavan, Bhagavan, by your grace, today I had the direct experience of the self. He wrote this in paper. And I think he gave it to one of Bhagavan's attendants, Venkataratnam, to show that to Bhagavan. And this person, Venkataratnam, devotee, he showed that to Bhagavan. Bhagavan looked at it, and Bhagavan has a peculiar way of dealing these things, He went, observed that letter. After reading that, he kept it underneath his thigh. Perhaps one day or so, that person also kept quiet. He didn't ask anything, he kept quiet. Then next day or so, Bhagavan took that letter out and gave it to Venkataratnam and told him, tell him, Jagrada. He said, you have recognized the self, okay, now be awake. Be alert, vigilant. Don't slip from that state. Getting a recognition is okay. Adridha jnana, Bhagavan says, Adridha jnana means you get a glimpse of it. People have this doubt. Can one experience the self and lose it? The thing is, everyone is always experiencing the self. And yet, ignoring it, going on ignoring it. Shankaracharya says, it is spiritual suicide. You have it, it is shining forth within you in all splendor, and you go on ignoring it for many, many, many lives. And Shankaracharya calls it, in one of his commentary, Ishavasya Upanishad commentary, he says, Vidyamanasya Atmanaha Tiraskaranat Sarvepi Atmanaha. That Atma is always there, it is shining forth within you, aparoksha. And ignoring it, and it is Atmahatya, spiritual suicide, killing the Atmanubhava. So what should one do? First you listen, Shravana. That is what we are going to do, expected to do from tomorrow. Shravana, listening. Then taking the essence of it, contemplating on the essence, that is the direct nature of the self. That is the essence, the cream. Not anything else. Directly taking hold of this aham, the I am within, the pure experience of I. And directly holding that is manana, devoid of all other disturbances. To abide in that is nididhyasana. Shravana, manana, nididhyasana. Listening, reflection, and deep contemplation or abidance. And for this abidance, Bhagavan said, Jagrata. He said, Jagrata. Be awake. Don't let it go away from you, slip from your attention. Let the attention be there. Do not lose attention. Jagrata. And this Jagrata, Uttishtata Jagrata, Be awake, be vigilant. This is the entire teaching of the Upanishads. Be awake, arise, awake, approach the sage and get this realization. So to give this knowledge of the self, this Atma Jnana, this Atma Vidya, and Bhagavan tells in Ramana Maharshi, Arunachala, I have broken the box of secrets. Don't get angry with me. I have opened the box, the treasure trove of secrets. And what is this great secret all about? It is the secret of our own real nature. You know, in Sanskrit, secret means another name for Upanishad. This is a synonym for Rahasyam, means Upanishad. And Upanishad means Rahasyam. And Upanishad means what? Upa means very near. Nishidati means that which exists. That which is very near, very intimate. This knowledge, this path of knowledge, in Mahabharata there is one portion, Sanat Sujatiyam, where the great sage Sanat Kumara, he says, the entire journey ends in the first step. Only one step, that is turning towards one's own real nature. Absolute renunciation. You just turn towards what exists. Prahuhu ekapadam sukham. Ekapadam. Ekapadam means one step. Sukham means absolute happiness. Prahuhu ekapadam sukham. This ekapadam is turning towards, because padam means step, feet. How many steps you have to take? And this feet is my vehicle, vahana. I want to go from here to there. I have to take some steps. But to go from me to me, how many steps? No space, no time. And that sage says it is ekapadam. Ekapadam means that one decision, the attention is turned towards that. And there ends the journey. That is why Shankaracharya is called Bhagavat Pada. Pada means feet. Bhagavan Padyate Ena. Our name also, there is Charana. Charana, many people ask what is Charana, means feet. What? Charana in the Upanishad it means Jnanam. Charana, Ramaniya Charana. That name itself is there in the Chandogya Upanishad. Charana. It's feet. So Pada. The entire journey ends when you take this one step. You can say from within it is jnanam, from without it is absolute renunciation. You know, renunciation completely dissolves the problem. If you are keeping the problem, you want to rectify it, putting everything in order. You know, sannyasa. We say sannyasa. It has two meanings. Sannyasa means putting everything in order. And another meaning for sannyasa is renunciation. Give up. First, when you listen, which will appeal to you? Some interaction. Which appeals to you? Putting everything in order. That is one meaning. Another meaning is renounce, give up. Naturally, what appeals to you? Eh? Putting everything in order, right? When we try to live the life, we feel that is what we have to do. Put everything in order. All the chaotic things around, put everything in order. Right? That is what we are doing, trying to do. That is what we are trying to do. And our intellect says that should be the meaning. But Shankaracharya says it is not the meaning. Nyasaha na nikshepartaha tyagarthaha. He says it is not in putting in order, it is in absolute nonsense. Renounce it. You want to rearrange your dream or wake up from your dream. In your dream there is so much chaos. One person somehow enters your dream and says, wake up, you are dreaming. And he says, I don't want to wake up. I have to put all these things in order. Then if possible, wake up. He says it is absolute nonsense. Wake up now. There is nothing to put in order. Wake up. If you try to put things in order, you put one thing in order, something will wake up. You can see that in life. You try to put it in order, something else will become disorderly. And you are trying, I will first attain very healthy body, good discipline life, and now my body is very healthy. I am 99 years old. How many years to live? Don't know. In that attention, I could have turned towards my own glory. That Purnatva. It is not that you need not put things in order. That is in this plane. But inwardly, here, now, if you can absolutely renounce, and we will see what it is. Renunciation is not that easy that you give up this, that, no. Jnanam is renunciation, no. Then you will see, if you try to renounce also, then you will find it is not possible. How much can you renounce? There also you will find the meaning of renunciation becomes more and more deep, more and more deep. You cannot simply renounce only one meal a day, only one cloth. Then you find that also is very difficult, because people who have more clothes, I say they are all not renunciates. I am the greatest renunciate because I have only one cloth. There is one funny story. This Janaka was a great king. And his guru was Ashtavakra, a great sage. And this sage, Ashtavakra, always used to praise Janaka. Used to say, hey, look at him. He is a great king and so much of determination, jnana. He is a realized person. And those who were all monks around him, they used to say, see this, our guru is also very partial with a rich person. He is the ruler, so he is partial to him. And one day, Ashtavakra, the great sage, one day, by his yogic power, he made all of them feel that the entire country, that Mithila, was in fire. Everywhere there was fire. And all these monks, they started running here, there, but Janaka was sitting very calm, unaffected. And some attendants came and told Janaka, see your harem is in fire. Your palace is in fire. Janaka said, okay, we will see it later. Now satsanga is happening. This is the truth. We will see it later. And these monks, they ran away. Ashtavakra said, asked them, where are you going? We have put our loin cloth there. We will lose that. Then Ashtavakra said, Akinchanatvam mahaswastyam. When a person becomes absolutely nobody, nothing he holds, that is great release. Kaupinatvepi durlabham. He says, even if you own a kaupina, a loin cloth, even then you are a possessor. And this king who has such a great empire to rule, he says, I have nothing to be lost. Mithilayam pradiptayam name kinchit pranashyati. My treasure is within, which cannot be burnt, which cannot be lost. And even if the entire country is burnt, I lose nothing. In me the entire world arises, remains and subsides. Mai ananta sukambodhau bahudha vishwavichayaha udeti astamayati name vriddhihi name kshayaha. I neither increase nor decrease. I am that full, the whole, the purna. Nothing can touch me. Then Ashtavakra said, see, that is why I respect him. Not because he is a king, but he is the greatest to renunciate. So renunciation also, truly it is jnanam. Only jnani is a perfect renunciate. When you know your real nature, you know that nothing sticks to it. Asanga. And that jnanam is renunciation. That jnanam is freedom. And that jnanam is Jayanti. Bhagavan, Ramana Maharshi, he attained that jnanam when he was only 16 or 17, and 54 years he was available for those who were seeking to see that wonder, that magic. Day in and out. That samadhi was not some trance. People wondered at his austerity, outward austerity. When he was staying in Patala Linga, ignoring the body. But that is not the magic. Even after that, in Padala Linga, the worms, ants, and even scorpion, all of them have bitten. But that is not so difficult like we people around him. The so-called devotees, attack enna solluva? Leech, like a leech. Day in and out. Kunja Swami used to say, Bhagavan's greatest miracle is that he had no privacy. Even in bathroom, we will be standing with him. Even in toilet. And the thing is, people think we are serving him, but he was not in need of any help from us. We are there to disturb him. Night also we will be there, sleeping just near his couch. In his olden days also, Kunja Swami, when he was 90, I was there once when Sharadaka came to see Kunjaswami. Kunjaswami was narrating to her, every day morning I will go to Rishikesh. This is a sadhana which, if you please, you can take this also. He was 90 and his entertainment was the body cannot move. No Giri Pradakshina possible. So many Giri Pradakshina he has done. But at that age he says, every day you know what I do? Morning 4 o'clock I wake up, take a dip in Ganga in Rishikesh. And then go to Kashi, have the darshan of Vishwanatha, and then come to Arunachala. Very easy. All this crowd we have to teach them. Sit in your house and do this. And come to Tiruvannamalai and do Giri Pradakshina 108 times. Whole day. He will be doing that. Do Giri Pradakshina and night, sleep right underneath the couch of Bhagavan. Even in imagination, they were not leaving Bhagavan. So that was his daily practice. Bhavana, Manasa Puja. So, anyway, that is not the thing now. The thing is, Bhagavan's life was a great demonstration of Vijnana, Jivan Mukti. Akhandananda Saraswati Swami was a great saint from north. They all came to see Bhagavan. They use a peculiar word in Hindi where he says Jivan Mukti ka mast. He says that, how to translate it? The inundation of Jivan Mukti. The inundation of Jivan Mukti you could see in Bhagavan. That absolute freedom. Not at all affected by anything. We can be like that. Absolutely free. You need not be Bhagavan. You need not move about with loin cloth. But you can be free because that is your real nature. Unnecessarily Bhagavan says you are pretending to be bound. What to do? Refusing to be free. You can be free. Should we not renounce? Yes, absolute renunciation is needed. But what will we renounce? Nothing is there with us to renounce. Even body we cannot renounce because it is not given to us. Even mind we cannot renounce because it is not given to us. Our real nature is absolutely free. It is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava. Nitya means eternal. Shuddha, absolutely pure. Mukta means free. By its very nature, by its inherent nature. So this is Vedanta. And Bhagavan says Arunachala is an outer sign of Vedanta Jnana. Vedantate verara vilangum Veda Purul. Verara means not separate from me, no distance from me. That is Jnanam. Today, morning I went to Bhagavan's presence, 4 o'clock. Because after that, crowd will come. So by 4 o'clock I went there. Last year Bhagavan gave me a teaching that I have shared. Last year I went to Bhagavan's presence, Jayanti day. It was full because 5:30. It was full. The hall was full. So could not enter also. So sat outside the Madhurabhuteshwara. There. Then Bhagavan said, he gave a Nama from Vishnu Sahasranama, 1000 names of Vishnu, one Nama. And that Nama is Asrama. One name for Bhagavan, God, Brahma, is Asrama. Asrama Shravana Kshama. There it comes, Asrama. And the meaning also, inwardly Bhagavan came. Then after coming back to our place, I went through the commentary of Shankaracharya. The meaning for ashrama is not some construction, some building. Ashrama is not this brick cement wall. Ashrama is not a cottage. It is another name for ashrama, a stage of life. Brahmacharya ashrama, Anaprastha ashrama. But there, Shankaracharya says ashrama means the spot where there is no shrama. Shrama means trouble, misery. Where there is no trouble of ignorance, where there is no misery due to ignorance, misery due to limitation, misery due to the bodily limitation, the mental limitation, the ego limitation, that is ashrama, and ashrama is yourself, your Atma. Samsara aranya Brahmana shramaha yatra nasti. Samsara aranya. Aranya means forest. The wilderness of misery. Where you wander about. Where that ends, that is ashrama. So your ashrama can be any place, anywhere. Wherever you find there is no trouble within you, you have transcended all the troubles. Then ashrama. No shrama, that is ashrama. Asrama actually. So that was the name Bhagavan gave last year. This year I got some more intimacy. Stood before Bhagavan's Samadhi. Something came within. Last year it was perfect because there was no pre-thinking about it. There was no seeking any advice from Bhagavan, just it landed within ashrama. And something which is not Bhagavan's teaching, something which is not that I have thought about, it directly came. So this year I went there for the tuition. Because something you need, not this pongal which will make you sleep the whole day. Something which will wake you up, that is what you need. Morning, I don't know who found this thing. Early morning, fresh, you go and they give you hot pongal, whole day sleep. Anyway, so this today, I wanted something, so I was standing there, Then one shloka from Mandukya Karika came, which was our discussion for many days, where Gaudapadacharya says, when you have that state of deep poise, profound stillness within, when you experience that meditative state, Gaudapada says, Nasvadayet rasam tatra, nisangaf prajnaya bhavet. He says, don't indulge in that pleasure. Don't get attached to even that pleasure. Become detached. Nisangaf prajnaya bhavet. See, it's very difficult. See, even Pongal you are not able to renounce. How are you going to renounce deeper pleasure? People will say, I don't want heaven, because you do not know what is heaven. Even small mobile cinema you are not able to renounce. How are you going to renounce all these higher ethereal pleasures? You have not tasted them, so you say, I don't want. Even a coffee, tea you are not able to renounce. How are you going to renounce that? But here, the sage says, become nisanga, detached to that deep pleasure within. Then I asked Bhagavan, many devotees say, that is a very deep, profound joy within. Why should one keep away from that? Why should one not enjoy that? And the answer was very beautiful. Because you need not enjoy, you are the joy. Raso Vaisaha. He took another mantra from the Upanishad and gave it to me. Says, Raso Vaisaha. Rasa is your real nature. Ananda is your real nature. Unless you become one with that, today you have a very profound state. The problem with you is you will take a photo of it. And you want to recreate the same photo thing tomorrow meditation. Tomorrow Bhagavan is going to give you some another fresh thing. But you bring this old photograph and wait for it, ignoring the fresh thing. You are getting it? This is the problem with this photograph. Because the photograph is gone. Because your rasa is Atma. Your rasa is your Swarupa. You are rasa. And ignore that rasa. You want rasa from outside. From something. And if it is not forthcoming, you beg. Either you beg with the bowls of senses, or you beg with the mind, or with the intellect, or with some higher planes with the same mind, intellect. Go on ignoring all those words and abide in your rasa. Actually, the answer is same. Last year he gave ashrama. Ashrama is within you. This time he said rasa is in you. Don't seek rasa outside. Answer is same. Teaching is same. Rasa is Atma. Ashrama, abode is your own real self. Because you have to come to this teaching today or tomorrow. Someday you have to come. Anything that you hold will leave you. Your body will leave you. Inwardly, whatever you are getting, all will change. The changeless principle, the adhisthana, people say Tiruvannamalai has changed, many things have changed. Because we have the photograph, that is the problem. The old Tiruvannamalai, old ashrama, everything is there. And change, it is Bhagavan who is giving us this teaching. Leave it. Renunciation is not simply outside. Renunciation also is about these inner planes. Leave that. Why do you resist? Why do you fear to take the teaching? Tattvamasi, that you are that. Bhagavan says Arunachala is constantly giving you only that teaching, Tattvamasi. When you look at Arunachala, you know what he is doing? He says, I am you. Yesterday, one devotee came to me and gave a very beautiful anecdote of a great sage with whom he was about Akhandananda Saraswati Swami. I told his guru, Udiya Baba, that one devotee asked him, Udiya Baba asked him, what is the entity principle that is between Drishya and Drik, that which is seen and the seer? What is that which is in between? The Triputi that we called. It is Drishya, you are all there, I am the Drik, I am the seer. And naturally this devotee, of course Akhandananda Swami in his Puru Ashrama, he said it is Darshana, the Drishti, the seeing, the seen, the seer, the seeing. This process is in between. And you know that sage said no. He said it is only ignorance. Avidya is the only thing that is within. There is no difference between what is seen and the seer. That which is seen and the seer, the difference is only avidya. In a dream, I am the seer, you are the seen. But what is in between? Nothing. The seer and the seen are all appearing in the same screen. No difference at all. That is one non-dual Advaita Tattva. Once absolutely established in that, a great release comes, which we call Nirvana. Nirvana kya shanti. No, Shankaracharya says that shanti, that peace, which is named as Nirvana. Nirvana means shanti. Nirvana means peace. Niravarana. No covering, no veil, no avarana. That perfect, profound shanti within. And Bhagavan's Jayanti should be there for us every day. It's an occasion. Remember Bhagavan. To recollect Bhagavan. We are so blessed that in this birth we heard about him. We came to Tiruvannamalai, saw him in the form of Arunachala as the Sannidhi presence. And some of us have seen many who are very close with Bhagavan, close disciples of Bhagavan. Above all, even if directly we had contact with a sage, if we failed to hold to Jnanam, it is useless. Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra says, even Shiva is your Guru, Vishnu is your Guru, Brahma is your Guru. If you are not ready to give up and to hold to your real nature, no use. Haririyati ubadeshtate haraha kamala sambhava tatapina tavaswastyam. Then also you do not have swasthata, great release. Sarva vismaranadarate. You have to forget everything, he says. Vismarana means forget the non-self. Unless you do that, there is no real release, nirvana for it. So, this is a great responsibility that we have to take hold of our own life. That is, in a way we can say, initiation. Initiation means what? Collecting oneself completely. Nothing else to do. Focus completely on this path of liberation. True freedom. That is Bhagavan. And those who dare to do that, they are direct disciples of Bhagavan. Dhīra, courageous ones. That is sannyasa. That is true renunciation. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, अरुणाचला नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो नमः नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो नमः नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो नमो नमः नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो रमणाय नमो नमः यतो ममात्मा भवसि त्वमेव ततो न वाच्यं मम किञ्चिदस्ति यथा तपेष्टं कुरु मां तथैव त्वाम् आत्मनाथं रमणं भज।